I never really hear any of the mellow, sleepy style lo-fi beats being represented at all in film or TV soundtracks. And I think it's got this sort of warmth and nostalgic sound to it that would really work well in that context. So in this video, I'm going to be trying to bridge the gap between the sort of cinematic, orchestral, drama style TV music and a sort of laid back lo-fi beat. So I'm going to make a lo-fi beat using lots of strings and cinematic sounds whilst remaining faithful to the sort of lo-fi beat style. And quickly before I start, we absolutely smashed the 200 like target in last week's video within one day. So I'll be announcing the winner of that competition in this video. And also I've got a new competition to win a $100 SpitfireAudio gift card as well. So stay tuned to the end to hear more about those. For now, I'm going to start by breaking down this beat. So I'll just dive into this project and show you how I built this track. So it started off as always with a nice market atmosphere sample and a vinyl crackle in the background, just the ambience to the track, fills in some of the gaps when the track gets quieter, just nice to have in the background. And then on top of that I laid in the first piano. So this is playing a B minor add 9, followed by a D major 7 without the 3, followed by finally an A major that plays sort of twice through. So A major again, and obviously I'm playing this as a sort of arpeggiated style, and I'm playing it on the Arthur Arnold's Composer Toolkit mixed felt grand piano. Really nice piano, nice texture to it. I use it a lot in different videos. It's just a really nice sample library, but you can use any felt piano. Works great for this sort of drama style song. Next up I laid in a top melody, again from the felt piano. But this time I sent it to spaced out, which is one of my two sends. So one of them is spaced out, so if you hear any ethereal ambient reverb, it's going to spaced out. Or if you hear any sort of granular reverse delay, then it's going to portal, giving it the sleep cycle preset. You can check all these plugins out in the description down below. I'll link to everything. So those two just play throughout the track with a little bit of top melody and the main piano sort of theme. And in the introduction, I've also got some strings, but before I talk about the strings, I'm just going to talk about some of the other sounds that aren't strings. So when the drums kick in, I've got this choir sample. And my goal here was to really build tension, add lots of different textures and pad sounds in the forms of strings and vocal samples and stuff like that. So this is from the Erica Whittaker SpitfireAudio choir sample library. It's fantastic as a choir sample library. I've found I'm not using it that much in lo-fi, but here's an opportunity to use it in a cinematic setting. Next up, I've got a sort of another choir. This is a more episodic sort of evolutionary style choir, adding more texture. So this comes in later in the track, sort of around here. Next up, I've got two patches from Heirloom, which is another SpitfireAudio library, which has got a nice sort of piano, some brass sounds, some guitar, etc. So I'm using firstly a little swell from the guitars, the guitar all in one, which is this, which sounds very string-like anyway. And then I'm also using this tubax So again, this comes in around when the drums start. It's all about building texture in this track. So then I've also got Arcade playing throughout, which is the vocal samples. So Arcade using the Distant Voices Spectral patch. Sounds amazing. That's, as you can see, going to the Sends, so Portal and Spaced Out. And then I've also got another Arcade patch, which is playing a sort of violin line. This is quite sunk into the mix, I guess. You can't really hear it. Just sprinkle a little bit of sound here and there. And that is it for the instruments. That's not doing anything. So that's the main bulk of the instruments, except for the strings, which we'll talk about now. So in the introduction, I've got 2 sets of strings, and these play throughout the track. The first one is Chamber Waves from the Alpha Arnold's Chamber Evolutions patch library. And then I've also got strings from Landforms as well. And these two play out the whole track. They're sort of like a bassline pad string feel for the track. So this is Landform's bass preset. These are both nice libraries, but you can get similar sounds from lots of free Labs packs or piano book stuff, or the free BBC Orchestra SpitfireAudio plugin. Get a very similar sound. So they play throughout. Later in the track I bring more. So this is another from Chamber Grid, which is a more evolutionary engine from Alpha Arnold's Chamber Evolution. Alpha Arnold's Chamber Evolutions. And as I said, I'm just trying to stack so much in. So I've got another viola spiccato. This is from Spitfire Solar Strings. I only just picked this up in the sale, so experimenting with it. So I've got a spiccato and a pizzicato, which are both very plucky. So they come in as well, sort of halfway through the track. Another layer of strings with the texture grid on the LCO, London Contemporary Orchestra textures. And then finally, another viola. So this last viola comes in the introduction, and it's from Felt Instruments. It's the Blisco viola. I'm not going to open it because it keeps crashing, but it's Felt Instruments. It's got a really nice gritty texture to this, which is why I love these Felt Instruments stuff when they don't crash. So that is the instrument bus. If I solo it here, try to make it super dreamy and ethereal. On top of the bus, I've got a few things. I've got some compression, some soothe, and a couple of mixing effects, which I won't dive into in this video, but they're not doing that much, if I'm honest. So the drums were very much recycled from my stacked audio video, which I'll link in the description down below if you want to see that, but it's just sort of like various percussive textures, and I've added a few of my Foley loops from my last sample pack. Predominantly this one, which has got loads of reverb on there. If you hear the little clicks and pops throughout the track, that's what that is. That's ML Foley Loops, 85 BPM from Dreamy Lo-Fi Hip Hop Volume 2, if you're interested. A little bit of addictive drums in there for the top end. But yeah, that's the drums. Simple kick, just from my last sample pack, ML Dusty Kick 1 with kick fixed. I'm not sure where that was from, but there you go. So yeah, that's the drums, which I won't go into, but I'll link the video where I do go into it. Finally, I've got a little Trillion bass, which is a double bass, which works nicely in the context of cinematic stuff. It's the Trillion acoustic Trillion main. And then I layer a little bit of guitar in there. Probably wasn't necessary, but always got to get a bit of guitar in my tracks. So yeah, that's a little quick overview of the track. Trying to keep my video short. Last week's video did really well. It was the sort of fastest growing video I've had on the channel in the first few days. So I'm going to try and keep them a little bit shorter where I can. But yeah, as I mentioned earlier, the last video reached 200 likes within a day, which is the fastest we've hit the like target, which is sick. So time to pick the winner for that one. So everyone who commented gets entered into the draw. You're going to get entered in once per video, and the winner is Darkflower. So congratulations, Darkflower, you have won the VST. I'll be in contact with you ASAP to let you know how to download it. And as I mentioned earlier, there's going to be another competition. This time it's to win a $100 gift card for SpitfireAudio. So all you got to do to enter is like the video, drop a comment, and be a subscriber of the channel. And then as soon as we hit 350 likes on this video, I'll be giving that away. So we hit 200 likes after just one day. So hopefully we can hit 350 likes after a week. So do drop a like, drop a comment, and we'll get to that target as fast as possible. But yeah, as always, thanks for watching, and I will catch you next time.